Cody and I are starting our road trip today. Yeah! So this is going to be, how many days is it actually?
I believe it's, well, I think initially we had 10, but now I think it's 11.
Okay, so like a 10 to 12 day road trip. I know we're starting today, Thursday, August 27th, and then we'll be back in Florida, Tampa by September 8th. That's a Tuesday, so definitely like a week and a half to 2 weeks, somewhere in there. But we're gonna make multiple stops, and each day we're gonna plan about, I would say average 8 hours a day. There are some places where we'll be only driving like 4 hours a day, but most of the days will be like an 8-hour drive average, and we'll probably be adding on more hours because we'll be making pit stops and probably looking at some gorgeous scenery along the way because we're going towards Utah first, and I've always wanted to go to Utah, and because it has like the most beautiful landscapes there.
They do.
Coolest
We got,
rock formation.
yeah, we got a little teaser a few years, has it been 3 years?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we actually just around this time, Labor Day weekend, we went with our girls on a girls trip to, what was that? I can't think of the name of the national park right now that we went to.
Zion.
We went to Zion. And then when we were driving there from Las Vegas, we're like, we should have just stayed in Utah this entire trip. It was just so gorgeous.
Yeah, I feel like we wasted our time in Vegas.
Yeah,
we
skip
just
Vegas. Yeah, go to Utah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because of our age too. We're a little bit older, so we've been to Vegas so many times that we were kind of over it by the time we went again. And we enjoy the nature a lot more now. And we're not hikers, but I still like a little bit of hiking and seeing like the mountains and stuff. So yeah, if you're debating between Vegas and Utah, go to Utah. But yeah, we're gonna go to Sedona, Arizona.
We just left from LA about 2.5 hours ago. Mm-hmm. And right now we're in Coachella, driving through Coachella.
Candy was just telling me about her Coachella experience and how horrible it was. Because like I was telling her I would never want to go to Coachella. I'm just not a big music fest person like that. I like my own concerts I like to go to, but I don't like big music festivals.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
music part was awesome. Everything in between that is not awesome. And again, this was 10 years ago already when I went to Coachella.
Yeah, so she went before it was like a fad.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's changed since then, the logistics of it, but anyways.
Yeah, so we're passing by Coachella area now, and it's really in the middle of the desert. There's nothing around here.
Yeah, it's like 106 degrees.
Yeah, it was 108 earlier. You could feel it through the windows how hot it is. So after Sedona, we're only gonna stay one night there, kind of like a pit stop, because I was thinking Phoenix first, but then we're like, you know what, we should just go a little bit further to Sedona, and also there's more beautiful scenery there. So I found this resort called the Sky Lodge Resort, and they're supposed to have like this deck or terrace that has a beautiful view of one of their iconic, red rocks. So kind of looking forward to that. So we're just gonna like relax and get some rest, have some dinner there, and then next day we're gonna go towards Capitol Reef National Park. But on the way, I want to go through Bird Trail Road, which has some of the coolest views, and they have like this one view where you could see all the switchbacks of the road. I think the driving might be a little bit terrifying, but Candy's gonna have to drive that part because she doesn't do so well with motion sickness if I'm driving on mountains. So good luck with that, Candy.
We'll see if I can do it.
But yeah, so Bird Trail Road is pretty famous in Utah. I didn't really know about it until a month ago when I was planning this out, and my boss actually told me about it because he used to live in Utah. And he said, you definitely need to go through that road. It's gorgeous, it's awesome, and some of the views like you probably won't be able to see anywhere else. So definitely gonna go through there, and then we'll end up at Red Sands Hotel, which is in Torrey, I believe, or near Torrey, and that's close to Capitol Reef National Park.
Yeah. If you watched part one of Crystal's road trip, actually when she came to California from Florida, she didn't replace Kuma with me. Kuma is still here.
Yes, Kuma is here. Yeah.
So this is still a dog-friendly road trip. So we will be staying at all the dog-friendly hotels.
Yes, I did forget to mention Kuma. Sorry, Kuma. Kuma is with me.
And the route is different this time. On the way here, she took a different route. On the way to California. So on the way back to Florida, it's a little bit of a different route. And we'll also be stopping by Nebraska.
Yeah. But before we get to Nebraska, still got some other stops.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the one that I took from Florida to California, that was really quick. I did it in 5 days. Well, it's a little bit longer than what other people do, but I took 5 days because I wanted to do 8 to 9 hours each day since I had my dog and I wasn't sure how much she could take within a day. She actually did really great. She probably could go longer, but I felt like 8 to 9 hours a day was perfect for me as well because I didn't feel too tired each day. I felt like it was just the right amount of driving for, driving solo every day. This trip, since I know I have Candy with me too, I'm going a little longer and stopping by different places because I'll have some help driving. I could probably do it all by myself again, but
yeah, I'm sure she can.
but it would be nice to have some help. So it's great that Candy decided to come with me back to Florida. So we'll be staying in Capitol Reef for a couple of days, exploring the national park, maybe do some night photography because they have a place where they're known to have a really great place for night photography. And then after that, we're gonna make our way towards Arches National Park, stay there for a couple of days, and then we go to Denver.
Yes.
And in Denver is kind of like a pit stop, so we're only staying there for a night, and then we move on. That's when we go to Nebraska, and we're staying in a town called Beatrice, which probably nobody knows where that's at. But that's where our grandma used to live, or near there, real close to Beatrice. And our uncle has a farm in Wymore.
Yeah, which is like about a 20-minute drive from Beatrice. But we have not been to the farm in years. I don't even remember, maybe almost 10.
Has it been 10 years? When did Grandma pass away?
I don't know. Has it been that long? Anyways, I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah. But we actually have been to the farm since kids because we lived in Nebraska when we were kids in the late 80s. So from 86 to 89, we lived in Nebraska because our dad was in the military in the Air Force, so he lived on in Omaha, on Offutt Air Force Base or near Offutt Air Force Base. And our grandma's house was a couple hours, so we would go there often and see our relatives and go to the farm. And the farm actually, is very fond to us. Like, we have very fond memories of it. Every time I go back to the farm, I really enjoy it and always feel very nostalgic. I'm like, oh, I remember when we used to go there and play with the cows or feed the cows. And then they used to have wild cats, so we used to feed the cats. And, our little brother would play in the hay. And our cousins would have like these dirt bikes. The farm, gosh, our grandpa owned it, and it's been in the family for years and years. Yeah, I think his grandfather owned it too. So it's been in the family since the early 1900s.
Yeah.
So we're staying there for a couple of days so we can spend time with our uncle and our cousins and see the farm again. After that, we're moving on to Kansas City. And that's a pit stop too. We're only staying there for the night. And then we move on to Nashville. So Nashville I'm super excited about because it's been like this fad or trendy city that everybody's been visiting lately. And Kenny and I just never made it there. So finally we're going to do it because it's on our way back anyway. And I'm kind of excited for this cool, like, trendy city everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I wish I had like some cowgirl clothes.
I know. Maybe we can go buy some.
Or is that just something tourists in? They're like, oh, not more tourists dressing up in cowgirl.
I think they're used to it by now. So then after Nashville, then we go to Atlanta. That's kind of a pit stop as well. And finally Tampa. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of days of driving, but a lot of cool places that we've been wanting to check out together. So really excited about this. Kenny's eating some rice balls right now. But we packed some lunch for the first day. So we make this karaage, which is Japanese fried chicken nuggets with soy sauce and ginger, sake meeting, and it's super easy to make, so we make it the night before and just put it in the fridge. We also make some rice balls. Candy makes her version with Japanese rice. What is this, like rice seasoning?
It's got seaweed, plum, different types of seaweed. So yeah, it's a very healthy mix.
Yeah, so she put some healthy Japanese herbs in there. And I have my version of the rice balls, which I have to open. But this is like the more classic type of rice ball. They call it a onigiri. And it's just rice with seaweed.
You just sprinkle some salt on there though.
Yeah, oh yeah. So it's like rice with seaweed, but on the rice you put some salt so it'll give it some flavor, because if it's just rice and seaweed, it's pretty bland. So you need some salt on it, but that's what I make. I make little mini ones. And then Candy also brought some healthy carrots. And I brought some chickpeas as well, which I gotta find later. We always pack some lunch on long road trips like this because we know we're gonna be eating pretty crappy for the rest of the time. So, you know, just to have like your version of healthy, like I know the fried chicken nuggets aren't really that healthy, but at least it's like home cooked food too. So we're not always, we're gonna always be eating out. So having some home cooked food is nice to have before you hit the road, especially like a long road trip like we're doing. We're in Arizona now. We're about 3.5 hours away from our first stop in Sedona. So far the drive has been great. More cars than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
But not that bad. No traffic or anything. We stopped by, this is still in California, but we passed by this one sign that said, state prison, do not pick up hitchhikers. So that was pretty interesting.
I've never seen a sign like that.
Yeah.
And who knew it was illegal?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, it is illegal.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I didn't even, oh wait, yeah, it is illegal.
Yeah.
But it's like people do it anyway, so I guess I kind of forget that it's illegal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is, right?
Yeah, I think it is. I think you're right. But yeah, but I just see people, you hear about people doing it all the time, so
I've never hitchhiked in my life.
I guess over the years I just forgot that it's illegal. Oh, there is a rest stop.
Did you want to go to the rest
area?
area?
Just go there.
Okay.
And we can switch there too, because I mean, you've driven. Yeah.
I'll be half.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah, I don't mind. So go ahead and
All
start.
right.
Yeah, so this is how we kind of decide who's going to drive
Yeah.
next.
Like, I can still probably go on, but if you wanted to switch, it's fine with me too.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
mind switching now.
All right. Yeah, Candy, you know, she wants to do stuff on her phone, like catch up on our social media and all that, but she gets motion sickness, so it's a little bit hard for her to do. She can do it for a little bit, but not too long. Whereas I don't have that problem.
I have to take a lot of breaks, but I think this last stretch I wasn't taking any breaks and I could feel it, so it's like, you know what, I can't do anything anyways, I'm not sleepy, might as well drive.
Yeah, so we're at a rest area, the first rest area in Arizona. It's right after you enter Arizona.
Yeah, so it's like not even 5 minutes, I feel like.
So here we are. It looks pretty nice.
Gotta put on the mask.
Yeah, put on your mask for sure.
All right, so that rest area, the bathroom was actually air conditioned, which is nice. There was soap. Yay! The only thing I don't like is I hate those faucets where you have to push the button and then like the water comes out for like 2 seconds and you're like, who can wash their hands in 2 seconds?
Yeah.
So I have to like keep touching. I'm like, well, this defeats the purpose of washing my hands and touching.
Exactly.
Touching surfaces. Another thing, this bathroom I thought was kind of weird, but I guess I kind of get why they do it. The doors were like short on the bottom and the top, so when I stand up I could see out. So anyone that walked by, if they really wanted to look in, they could. So that's a little odd.
I did come upon those a lot coming over here. I think it started like in Texas, in western Texas, and then New Mexico, Arizona had a lot of those.
It must be like, I bet like they want to make sure there's not people sleeping in there maybe, and then instead of having like security look under each door, maybe it's easier if they just like look above. I don't know, I'm just guessing. But anyways, very clean though, very clean, lots of toilet paper, so definitely if you need trying to find a good rest area, that's a good one. And then the next one's in 46 miles, so it's actually another rest area not too far away from the first one in Arizona.
Very cool. I just started seeing some saguaro cactuses.
Oh, I see
yeah,
them.
see it? Yeah. It's an Arizona thing, and they only have them in Tucson or Tucson and surrounding areas. Because me and Kuma stopped by Saguaro National Park while we were in Tucson, and it was great to learn about them. I didn't know that this was the only place that the saguaro cactuses grew, and that they're one of the most well-known cactuses around the world.
Look at you, you sound like a geologist.
I know. I learned so much from that national park.
It's like whenever we switch, it's usually like Crystal gets like more of like the relaxing views while I'm driving, because I can't really drive through when it's like mountainous and windy. So it's like I want to enjoy the views without having to drive, but I can't because I get sick. So I can only enjoy half of it. Like I'm trying to focus and I'm trying to look at the views. So anywho.
We just turned on 60. We just passed by this cute little town called Wickenburg. There was some kind of historic thing there too, like someone's historic home.
Western.
Yeah,
It's like all this Western
everything was
stuff.
Western themed. It was like saloons and like
Cowboy pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks super duper
That was
cute.
his cowboy cooking.
Yeah,
Here.
see, cowboy cooking. Get some cowboy cooking right there. So we got 2 more hours to go. Not bad. Not bad. Candy was listening to a podcast called, what is it, White Nice Teachers or something?
Yeah. Nice white parents.
Nice White Parents, sorry. Look at this cute little rest area. Kuma, do you like the rest area?
Proceed to the route.
She seems mad. Yeah, so I needed to stop again. I think generally we stop, I don't know.
Every hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half to 2 hours we stop.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll get you. I'll get you.
Oh,
Yeah, you know your name.
oh my. Oh, somebody's excited. We're about 40 minutes away from Sedona, and the views are getting really gorgeous now. We're entering Verde Valley, and I think we see the valley because it's just vastly open and it looks amazing. The video and pictures won't do it justice. Like, you just have to see it in person. It looks really, really cool. At our hotel, we're going uphill now to Sky Ranch Lodge.
Oh boy, I like this. How we're going up. It makes me excited because I'm like, oh, maybe there'll be a grand view at the top.
I mean, it looks like it from here, from what I'm seeing. Candy can't look, but from what I'm seeing, it looks pretty grand. Here it is, Sky Ranch Lodge.
Where the entrance is.
It says lobby gift shop up there.
Okay.
Let's just try
Oh,
it
yeah, I
here
see it.
first. All right, so we're in room 222.
Yeah, I see the number. Like little cottages.
Yeah, these are cute. Oh, this is cute. Look at this little garden we have. All right, let's enter our room. Oh, this is nice.
It is so nice.
Oh, this is
It's
nice.
brand new. It smells new.
Yeah, they must have done like a remodel or something.
Yeah, and then back here. Oh, did they even have a microwave?
Oh, wow. I like a little fridge, too.
The shower is freaking awesome.
Yeah?
Yes. It's so pretty.
Oh my gosh, this is so nice.